Stand up, New York Giant fans. What is going on, Mr. Bad Dog 7676?
Well, what the hell is going on with you, Mr. Entertainer talking sports? What's going on, my man? How is
another long day of work, but a couple of stories came out today on the Giants. I'm sure we're going to talk about it. Really looking forward to that. We always love doing this show. How about you? How about yourself, man? You had a good day?
Oh, yeah. So much like you, just busy. Busy freaking day at work, busy day, watching a little Bad Dog, go to the gym. Just same old stuff, man. Never ends. It's another day in paradise. That's all it is. Love working. Everybody loves to work.
What's going on, Cushman? What's going on? Nicholas Casimir, Bigger Mike in the house, Tyler's in the house, Cushmaster, Kid Blue, Colby Sports, Cushman, Goat Quan Barkley, Gritty City, Bob Money in the house, Yehuda in the house. Thank you to everybody for being here. Really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Bigger Mike, I don't know if I said you. Thank you for being here. Obviously, we got a couple things we're going to talk about. We're going to recap the Jet game. We got a couple of stories that came out today on the Giants. We got the Bears coming up.
Yes.
And the regular season's like 3 weeks away. So, I mean, football season is right around the corner.
It's here, baby. It's here.
Yeah, it's here already. Obviously, preseason. Training camp concluded today. I think today was the last day, if I'm not mistaken. And, yeah, and we're getting ready to go, man. Football is here, and hopefully our Giants give us a year worth cheering for.
I know you did your. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I know you did your schedule prediction. I do think I heard you said we're going 8-8.
Yes.
I have to do mine. I plan on doing it today because I like to always do a video when we have this show, plug the show. I didn't get a chance to, unfortunately, which sucks. But I'll probably do that tomorrow. And I'll do my prediction. But I think at the beginning of the year, it's going to tell a lot about the team. I think there's very winnable games at the beginning of our schedule. I think if we can win those games and build some confidence, then maybe we can beat some of these tougher teams in the second half. But if it goes the way it's been going the last couple of years, we're probably not going to do very good. We're probably going to see Daniel Jones there, last 5-6 games of the season. So either way, I mean, I guess even if we do bad, at least we have that to look forward to, where we probably should see Daniel Jones at some point during the season. I mean, if you could take a positive out of a negative, I guess that would be it.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly – if we're good this year – and Daniel Jones doesn't play, at least we had a good year. And if we're bad, well, you get to see the kid mature. That's really where this year's going. It's just a matter of when, not if the Giants come out poorly, when they will bring him in. And when I looked over the schedule, I know I've been saying after the bye, and when I broke down the record, I said, you know what, that might not make sense because they play the Bears after the bye. In Chicago, are you really going to throw him out his first start to go up against the best defense in football? So I don't know if they would go ahead and Batgirl, thank you so much. Thank you very much. She's been incredible. She says the Moss and the Gun Show. Boom! Thank you very much, Batgirl. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much.
I was thinking about that today with Daniel Jones. Baptism by fire. Throw him out there. He's not going to have a tougher game. It's going to be cold. It's going to be in Chicago. He's not going to face a better defense. If he can handle that, I mean, let him have at it. If he has a bad game, he has a bad game. But why not? I mean, let him go. If he has a good game, think of the confidence it builds. If he has a bad game, you say, all right, kid, learn from it.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid that they're going to do that too. They want to kind of give him a soft landing spot. I don't know if there is any soft landing spots in the second half.
Well, you got Miami.
Yeah, Miami, I guess.
Yeah.
But then he's going to have to play Philly.
Right.
I mean, that's not easy either.
Yeah.
So to hell with it. Put him in there against Chicago.
Yeah, throw him in the fire.
And that way, Josh of the Sports Really can see firsthand that he's better than Mitch Trubisky.
But, so we'll go over – let's start with that Jet game. Obviously, we called the game together. We made videos on it. But got to be really encouraged with the way Daniel Jones played in particular. The first-team defense, I didn't love what I saw. Obviously, Jabril Peppers should have had an interception on Sam Darnold. But other than that, they went up and down the field on us on that first drive. But outside of that, the offensive line looked terrific on that second drive. First drive, I don't put too much stock into it. It seemed as if they almost didn't even want Eli on the field. They call a run play on 3rd and 7. They obviously Eli misses the throw. Everybody talked about that. It's one throw. I'm not going to go crazy about that. But then Jones comes on the field, and that second drive, I mean, that's all I needed to see from that game. It was unbelievable. He was on point.
Yeah, it's funny because I did a video on Daniel Jones and Eli Manning Whereas, do I believe, when somebody told me that Scott or Red Ellison was running 20 yards down the field and he didn't look at him, and I'm thinking, is Eli going to be too cautious? And I'm wondering, did Eli Manning audible to a run on 3rd and 8? I started to think that. Did he audible that? Did Pat Shurmur call that? Because if he called that, what the hell was the point of even having him out there? It didn't make any sense. And I'm sitting there going, did Eli do that? Did Eli?
Possible. Maybe Eli didn't want to risk injury. Just get out of there.
Yeah.
Give the ball to Daniel Jones. It's possible.
But then, we saw Daniel Jones, and I don't think – even the most optimistic Daniel Jones guy could not have predicted that he had – he was amazing. I don't give a shit what these detractors say and, what all the haters say. You watch that game, the ball placement, and more than anything else, the confidence in his throws, the confidence that he had going in there. Like, there was no doubt where he was going with the ball. There was no doubt he felt like he could make the throws. And he stood back there like he'd been in the league 12 years and just threw dots all over the place. It's a beautiful thing, man. I love it. And I hope he does it against the Bears. He's going to play against the Bears now anyway. So
in preseason, he definitely will. Thank you so much, Kid Blue, for the super chat. I really do appreciate that. Darnell's in the house, too. I want to say hello to him. D-Man, thank you for popping in. And Dilly. Kid Blue says, just stopping by to show support, guys. Should the Giants sign rookie wide receiver Emmanuel Hall, who just got released, any hope for Clowney to the Giants? Before I answer that, thank you so much, Kid Blue. If anybody has not done so, he makes terrific videos, a great Giants content creator. Please go over there and subscribe to Kid Blue. Clowney, to me, I don't think we're trading for Clowney. I know that they've said that he may be on the trading block. I think that might be what he's referring to. I don't see that. Clowney may be available via free agency next year, and the Giants will have the money to do it.
Yep.
And we'll see. He does fit the defense very well. In terms of Emmanuel Hall, to be honest with you, I don't know enough about him, but the Giants need all the help they can get at the wide receiver position, and if they feel he's a guy that can bring some upside at the position, by all means bring him in. The Giants are on life support at that position right now.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't know anything about Emmanuel Hall, but it certainly doesn't hurt to bring in a rookie and take a look at him. And I agree with you about Jadeveon Clowney. I guess it depends on what they'd have to give up for him. If the Giants, obviously we're not geared to win this year, but if we only have to give up like a 4th-round pick because Houston's not going to get a damn thing for him, to the hell with it. Why not?
Right.
We gave up we got a 4th-round pick for Eli Apple, which I can't believe. I think we got maybe we got a 5th.
We got a 5th for snacks. I know that.
We got a 5th for snacks, exactly. So it's not like he's a bad player. If we have to give up a 4th for Jadeveon Clowney and we know we can sign him next year, I would do it. Yeah. Why not? He may be a rental player somewhere, but I'm afraid that if he went to a different team that they could sign him and then we wouldn't have a shot at him. Obviously, I was hoping Bobby Wagner would be out there. He got signed. But Clowney would be perfect in our system, and we could really use the depth and really a bona fide pass rush. We don't have it yet. Carter and X-Man could be really good, but we have to see that. We know what Clowney brings. Clowney's very athletic. He's a really good player. And he would definitely help this team out, no doubt about it. He would help the young guys out a lot too. So.
Oh yeah, but
I think if we have to give up a 3rd or less, I would do it. If they're asking for a 2nd, the hell with that. I'm not giving up a 2nd for him, like you said, because we can sign him next year. So they give up a compensatory pick. So I'd rather do it that way. If you have to give up less than a compensatory pick, you might as well do it.
Right. I get that logic for sure. And like you said, they wouldn't be able to get that much for him knowing that he's going to be a free agent next year. So, yeah, at this point, if you're the Texans, why are you trading Clowney?
Yeah, it doesn't matter because you have a chance to win.
You have a chance to win. They're a team that could contend for a Super Bowl. In my opinion, there's no point in them trading him at this point.
If they fall out of it, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Early. The trading deadline's so early. What is it, October? It's like after week 6, week 5?
Yeah, very early.
They're 1-5 maybe, but they're not going to be 1-5. They're probably going to be 4-2. They're going to compete for that division. They're still a good team.
Oh, it's still a very good team. Yeah, I fully expect the Texans to be highly competitive this year. But anyway, we were talking about the game. We were talking about Daniel Jones. And your video was spot on. I thought about making a video on that a couple of days ago before you did it, and I got busy. I didn't make the video, but I thought
the Chris Carter video?
Yeah, I thought the same exact thoughts that you had about that. How could you? And I kind of, I try to always understand where guys are coming from. I kind of tried to understand where Carter was coming from, right? In terms of the safety, and the safety didn't turn around and whatever. But Daniel Jones still was able to see that and make that throw. It's not like, and I get that it was a risky throw, but the most impressive part of that throw was he put it in a spot where it could only be caught by his wide receiver. Daniel Jones looked great. And Chris Carter was so out of line with that, with what he said. And then to back up Dwayne Haskins. And I'm not knocking Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins made some throws that I thought were impressive. But those 2 interceptions were, let's put it this way. If Daniel Jones had the game Haskins had, he'd be getting crucified.
God.
He'd be getting crucified.
Oh, it'd be over.
Yeah.
Gettleman would get lynched if he had that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen. I like I said, I in the video I've talked about, I've gone over my draft reaction ad nauseum, and everybody saw it. I was not happy. But again, I've mentioned this a number of times. It was because we didn't take Josh Allen. If we took Daniel Jones at 17, I wouldn't have been mad if we got Josh Allen. I was mad that we didn't get Josh Allen. That's what drove me insane. And I didn't know enough about Daniel Jones to have a proper reaction, I guess. And I freely admit that. That's why I had to go back and do films. But once I watched this kid play and research everything, I said, damn, he's actually not bad. I still don't know if I want him at 6, but I get where they're coming from. Chris Carter, I mean, like I said, just a hating-ass bitch. I mean, I don't know what else to say. The safety, and, he said he stared down his receiver the whole time. Well, that doesn't mean that he would have thrown it there.
Right.
If the safety goes back in coverage, it doesn't mean Daniel Jones is going to make the same throw. It's not like the Jabril Peppers. You want to talk about a pass that should have been picked off? Darnold should have been picked off.
Right.
That hit Jabril Peppers right in the damn hands.
Right.
That was lucky he wasn't picked off. It's not like the safety got his hand on it or went through his hands. That thing was 2 yards over his head, and the ball was placed perfectly. So it pisses me off that all the crap that Daniel Jones has taken, from the fans, from the media, from everybody, oh, this guy sucks. Gettleman's lost to the Giants are a joke. Francesa not even invited to camp because of the crap he said about when they drafted Daniel Jones, that they're a clown organization, and they don't know what they're doing. He's at a war of words with Dave Gettleman, so he wasn't invited to camp. All of this crap, and Daniel Jones goes out and says, this is why Gettleman drafted me. And he made people take notice. But this freaking clown, this ass clown, just can't give him credit. It made no sense to me. You don't like Daniel Jones. Dwayne Haskins is your boy. I get it. You said that the Giants didn't take him because of the race thing, and I don't ever agree with that anyway. He went to Ohio State. You went to Ohio State. The Giants kicked your ass 40. I get all the hate.
Right.
But one night, just say, you know what? He played good. That's all you had to say.
Yeah, or just not talk about it.
Say,
just don't bring it up. If you just don't bring it up. And yeah, I completely agree on the
that video was fun.
Yeah,
I got to let out some rage. Well, not really rage, more of a rant. But I got to take out some aggression because it was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. Because I've heard so much crap, Chris, not just about Daniel Jones, but about how we're a bad team. We're going to forget from everybody. We're 2-14. We're 4-12. The Giants suck. I hear it too much. When he played really well, and the offensive line, and the Giants actually did a good job. Like you said, the first-string defense needs work.
Right.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But most of that offense looked good, and I wanted to enjoy it, and I had to hear that. So that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, and I said, you know what? I'm going to let this son of a bitch have it.
And he should have. Yeah, he did. He definitely deserved it. And but speaking about Daniel Jones, John Mara came out today, actually, and we're going to get the Golden Tate. That was the biggest story today. Yeah. John Mara came out today, and it's all over now. He said that in an ideal world, Eli Manning will play all 16 games for the New York Giants this year. Now, the way I take that is, yes, in an ideal world, he's right. I mean, he's saying the right things. In an ideal world, the Giants are a very competitive football team. They're headed to the playoffs, and if that's the case, Eli Manning will play all 16 games. I'm not going to read anything more into that. I think Daniel Jones will see the field if this is not a very good football team. But Mara did come out and say that, and it was a headline quote. Everyone was talking about it. But yeah, that's the way I take it. It's exactly what we thought going into the season. If the Giants are going to the playoffs, Eli's going to keep the job. Oh, thank you so much, Ligma, for the super chat. I really do appreciate that. I'm going to change my name to the Entertainer Big Lunatic. Thank you, Ligma, for the super chat. Dilly. But yeah, so that's the way I take that. It's just dependent on how the team plays. If the team is not doing well, I think Daniel Jones is going to see the field. It's just a matter of how they go about doing it. Are they going to, pick the opponent like the Miami Dolphins, or are they just going to let him go against a team like the Chicago Bears or earlier in the season or whatever it is?
Yeah, I agree. Your owner's not gonna come out and say, well, Eli's going to start a certain amount of games and then we're going to go to Daniel Jones. He's not going to say that. He's going to say he wants Eli Manning to start all 16 games because, like you said, if he's starting all 16 games, that means we're competitive.
Right.
If we're not competitive, if we're at the point where we're, week 11's our bye. So if we're 4-6 or 3-7 at the bye, there is no point in bringing Eli Manning back. There's just no point. Now, we talked about this off camera. Do you want Daniel Jones to get the soft landing spot with Miami? Do you want to give him the toughest game he's going to face in years, putting him in Chicago against that defense? Me, baptism by fire. Throw him out there, see what he can do. If he plays great, hey, he's going to build a shitload of confidence, and you're going to sit there and go, man, he can play against anybody. If he plays poorly, that's something you learn from. That's something you can game film on and say, damn, these guys are really good. You don't expect him to have a huge game against Chicago, but I think it'd be a really good measuring stick to see exactly what kind of talent and what kind of makeup this kid has, knowing that he's going to get hit, knowing that he's going to play against a really tough defense. He's going to have to play against them eventually anyway. He's got to play the Eagles if we play him against Miami. That's not an easy defense either. So, to me, put him in there against the Bears. Let's see what he can do. And like I said, that way, Josh from the Sports Reader will get a first-hand look as to why Daniel Jones is better than Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, I get what you're saying there. I guess it can't hurt. I think the Giants, when they play the Bears, are going to come out with a very conservative game plan regardless of who's at quarterback. They're going to look to ground and pound just like they did last year with Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
I don't think that their game plan going in would be to throw the ball less than 20, 25 times and give Barkley and the running game at least 30 carries. That would be the game plan going in. So I wouldn't be opposed to that. It's all dependent on how the team's playing. I mean, if the Giants, like we said, if the Giants are 1-5, he's going to see the field long before the bye. If the Giants are 6-4 at the bye, I think Eli plays against the Bears. So it's all dependent on how the team is doing. That's what this all boils down to. But I just thought it was an interesting quote by Mara saying what he said. And then the other thing I actually saw, I meant to bring up to you before the show, and we're not going to get too much into this, but Saquon Barkley said he was sticking up for Colin Kaepernick, and some people were bashing him for that, and they said that it could tarnish his image. But I don't mind that at all. But that was in the headlines as well.
That'll roll right out. Then no one gives a damn. I don't even know why Colin Kaepernick's name is still mentioned. He's done. He's not coming back. And no one's going to give him a job. And why would you? I mean, Kaepernick at this point has got to be what? He was a rookie in 2011, 2012. So, I mean, God, that's 8 years ago. I mean, he's 31 years old. He hasn't played in 2 years. Why would you? And he wasn't good when he did play. And he can't read a defense. He always had a cannon for an arm. He's very fast. But couldn't read a defense. It was bad. I mean, he was great his rookie season, but once defenses got acclimated to him, he had a hard time reading defense. He wasn't an accurate quarterback. I was huge. I was a huge Kaepernick guy when he came.
Kaepernick, when he first came in.
I watched him play in Nevada, and I loved him. And I was like, wow. I overhyped Kaepernick. I thought he was better than he was. I remember saying this guy is a rich man's Randall Cunningham. He's faster than Cunningham, and he's got a rocket for an arm. And I thought he was going to be a really, really good quarterback, and I was wrong because he ended up that he could not read defenses, and he struggled with that. So, I don't know. I remember the 2013, I took him in my fantasy draft 5th overall because I thought he was going to be that good.
Well,
the first game against Green Bay, he threw for over 400 yards, and I'm like, I told you I knew what I was doing, and he sucked.
He was great early on in his career. I brought the team to a Super Bowl, right? But yeah, and then obviously the big story today was the Golden Tate, which we knew. I mean, I was watching some video creators saying that they thought it may get reduced. We knew it was going to get 4 games, especially after the previous history, and I think the Giants were prepared for this. And we'll see if they bring some receivers in now that it's official. But we knew that was going to happen. Golden Tate's going to miss the first quarter of the season, unfortunately, being that he's probably our most reliable receiver at this point, especially with Shepard out with the bum thumb right there.
Yeah, well, I think Shepard will be ready for week 1.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's surprised by this, that it was upheld. I thought maybe at best he would get a game off and he would serve 3 games. But listen, he put the stuff in his body. Nobody put it in there for him. There's really no excuse for it. Again, I don't – part of me thinks it was masking whatever he was using. But regardless, the stuff he was using had a banned substance too, so it really doesn't matter. You're a professional athlete. You got everything at your disposal. You got nutritionists. You got guys that can tell you the banned substances. You can do all that. Pay attention. You're not a rookie. You're a veteran. Pay attention to what the hell you're putting in your body. It's a damn shame that he needs fertility drugs. I'm 10 years older than that guy. I got no problem making it. But then again, I'm bad dog, so that's how.
Oh, thank you so much, Detonator, for the super chat. Dilly says, "Hello, fellas. What's going on, Detonator? How you been, buddy?"
Detonator.
Big Jet fan in the house. What's going on, Detonator? But yeah, I tend to agree with you on Golden Tate. I think he was using that to mask him taking steroids, probably. And then he came out.
He's older. These guys in their 30, 31 that he just signed a big contract. Maybe he's looking for. Oh, they said he took this in April, right?
Yeah. What? Yes, they caught him earlier. Yes, it wasn't like the day that it came out. Yeah. So
I wonder when he was taking that stuff.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, maybe it's legit, but you will never know. But either way, we knew.
What we know is he's suspended 4 games, and we won't have him until week 5 against the Vikings. So. By the way, we got 100 people in here, so thank you so much for watching. Always appreciate it. Guys, we only have 37 thumbs up. I mean, come on. I am a math guru. If I wasn't, that doesn't add up. So hit that thumbs up, guys. Helps out the stream a lot. Takes 2 seconds. Costs nothing.
And if you haven't done so, by the way, should have mentioned this earlier. If you haven't done so, Bad Dog's link is in the description below. Please go over there and subscribe to Mr. Bad Dog 7676. We work together all the time, so please go on over there and check him out. Juan, what's going on, my man? Thank you so much for tuning into the stream. Guillermo's in the house. What's going on, Guillermo? Thank you for tuning in. A lot of people are asking about Clowney. I don't know if this came out today, that the Giants are interested in Clowney. I've seen 4 people ask about him. Did somebody make a video on this? I've heard no news about the Giants being interested in Clowney.
Yeah, I don't know. By the way, yes, if you sub, make sure you hit the make sure you subscribe to both of us, because we do alternate this show on each channel. Friday night when we do the Bears, it'll be on my channel, so you want to come over there and watch that. Also, if you want to watch a Italian guy scream at Chris Carter, you can watch that too. I have no problem calling him out, or Stephen A. Smith, or anybody else, because I really don't give a damn. I'm Bad Dog. I'm Bad Dog, bitch. So I just saw somebody say, would you trade Dan Jones for Sam Darnold right now? Hell no. No, Sam Darnold is not going to be as good as Dan Jones.
I'm not going to answer that question because I'll get yelled at. But I want to say, I plead the fifth, but I want to say hello to Josh from the Sports Sphere. I see he popped in here. Thank you for popping. I'm high on Darnold. So, but I do like Daniel Jones. I like Daniel Jones.
I think you're just high if you think Darnold stinks.
I'm not going to. I plead the fifth, guys. I plead the fifth. But
I plead the fourth. He's garbage.
Yeah, so as far as the Golden Tate thing, we knew that was coming. And now it's going to be a question of what can they do at the wide receiver position. Obviously, Slayton is back now. I think he's going to play against the Bears, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how he plays. Some of these guys got to step up. The receivers, that was one thing we should have talked about. The receivers look great in that preseason game. A bunch of them stood out, whether it be T.J. Jones, whether it be Fowler, whether it be Reggie White Jr., Latimer. A lot of those guys had a really strong game.
You know who I really like? Alonzo Russell.
Yeah, you keep talking about him.
Alonzo Russell. He's a big body. That's a big target. And he got open a lot. I mean, he got open at one time, and I forgot. I think Loletta was in the game. I think it was him. I don't think it was Tanny. And he ran for a first down, but Alonzo Russell had a touchdown. And he was wide open. He pissed all over the corner. He was wide open. And he also was open in the end zone, and he overthrew him. Alonzo Russell was good in training camp. He's 6'4", 218. I mean, he may make the team. You know,
he definitely has a shot.
But they're deep. It's depth. Like, they got a lot of guys that can play. No superstars, but they got a lot of guys that can play. I wouldn't mind seeing Alonzo Russell get. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what we do against the Bears. The wide receiving position is going to be a good battle to watch.
I think from everything you're reading, I think Latimer is going to have a big role in this offense. A lot bigger role than we thought, when the season originally started. And he's a guy that he could be in the starting lineup opening day. I wouldn't be shocked at all. And I think the Bears are a good test this week. I think the Bears are a good test to see where our offense stands. I don't know if Barkley's going to play or not. We'll see. He obviously didn't play week 1. I'd like to see maybe get a series, maybe a series and a half, just to get his feet wet. But, then you kind of get a really good grasp on the offense because it's a completely different offense when he's not out there.
Yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to bring up. All the people talking about, Daniel Jones went against the second team, Daniel Jones, blah, blah, blah. Daniel Jones didn't have Saquon Barkley. Daniel Jones didn't have Sterling Shepard. Daniel Jones didn't have Evan Ingram. He had his starting line, but he did not have a starting lineup. He had a starting O-line up there. So it's not like he played with all of his first-string guys. But the point I made was, when all these guys are drafted, Dwayne Haskins had a ton of talent, and they were more talented than anybody they played. And Daniel Jones did not have a ton of talent. But it's amazing how when Jones had all the talent against a team that didn't, how he looked dominant. So he can play at this level. These guys are going to struggle when they go against better teams. All quarterbacks do. That's something, Dwayne Haskins, you can get that. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Oh, thank you so much, Arjanus Luguardo. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says Chris Carter needs to get over that we took Daniel Jones. Well, exactly. I mean, thank you so much for the super chat. You saw, everybody in here, I'm sure, saw how we reacted on draft night. We were not happy with the pick. We got over it. And it's time for everybody to get over it, and they got to give this guy a chance. We have to see what he's got, and we can't judge this guy and really until after year 2. That's when you really judge a quarterback. And people got to give him a chance. I mean, he wasn't expected to go where he went. I'll be the first to say it. We both agree we should have taken Josh Allen. But at the end of the day, we both hope we're wrong, and we both see that Daniel Jones can be a good quarterback. So that's it. We're rooting for the kid, and we hope he does well.
Yeah, I slapped the hell out of Chris Carter in my videos. Don't worry about that. I ruined him, man. He deserved that. He deserved that. I always wish that one time, it'll never happen. I just wish one time one of these guys that I go off on would see that. Just once. Just get a look at it so that they could see. Somebody told me Stephen A. I remember when I did the Stephen A. Smith video, somebody said Stephen A. Smith would tear you apart. I said, oh, bring it. I'm not a typical fan. Let him take a shot at me. I'm not a typical guy. He would not want any part of me. No, he would not. He'd be like, that's a wrong guy.
That's a debate, especially they should do that debate on YouTube where you could really take the gloves off, not on ESPN. Bring it on YouTube. That would be a debate that I would definitely want to tune in for. You versus Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah. Let's me and Stephen A. Smith. You can bring Chris Carter with him. I'll take them both on. But so that's the thing though. I just Dwayne Haskins went against equal talent. He struggled. Daniel Jones is going to struggle at some point. I know that, and he'll get killed. It's just not. It's not fair. I was mad that they try to steal his glory, and Chris Carter said that Kyler Murray had the best performance. I love Kyler Murray. That's my guy. But come on, man, that was the safest, shortest, tiniest, itty bitty throws I've ever seen in my life. 6 for 7, 44 yards. It's nothing.
King Trizzy's got a relationship question for us, and we'll get to Corey Ballantine in a second, Vance Pillow. He, to me, is the coolest story of Giants camp so far, and we're going to get to that. King Trizzy says, my girl isn't texting me back fast. She cheating. What's fast, King Trizzy? Are we talking like 30 minutes? Are we talking like 3 hours? Or are we talking like 3 weeks? So I don't know.
The question is, how long you been dating? Because if it's new and she's not texting you back, you might have a problem. If you've been together for a couple months, you're probably better off.
It all depends. Sometimes maybe she's busy for all you know. Maybe she's getting her nails done. Who knows? We don't know.
Could be in the shower. Who knows? Yeah. Road trip on Granny Smith's and Red Delicious tonight.
But all I can say about that is just relax. And
there's another trade for Clowney. What the hell is going on?
Somebody must have made a video on this. Because I don't know where. I didn't hear about this. I didn't hear about this. So somebody must have made a video on this, and I don't know. We'll have to take a look after. I did not hear about this at all, about Clowney to the Giants. But I don't see it. But hey, that would be cool. Nations is saying it too. Maybe there's news on this. Maybe there is. I don't know. But there was also news on the Eagles trade. Okay, so there you go. Chad said Kid Blue made a video on it.
Oh, okay.
All right, so it's just his thoughts. Should we?
Kind of like the Eagles fans did that too. I remember hearing that, but I wouldn't trade for him. No, not like I said. Not unless we have to give up less than a compensatory pick, and then I would. But again, like we mentioned earlier, Houston has a chance to freaking win their division. Houston has a chance to make the playoffs. Why would they dump Clowney? It's not like they're in a situation. I mean, it's not like they're in a situation like we were last year, where we were done early.
Oh, thank you so much again, King Trizzy. He said last 2 weeks, and she's been taking like 30 minutes. King Trizzy, I'll tell you right now, I've been way too busy to date the last couple of months trying to build up my YouTube channel, but when I dated frequently, because girls take a lot longer than 30 minutes to text you back sometimes. They like to play the game. They like to feel you out. So I wouldn't read too much into it. Just be relaxed and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I just say to hell with that.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah, just relax. Just relax. Just relax.
The hell with that.
But
whatever.
But that is the first time we've gotten dating questions on this show before.
Chris, I'm going to write a book on it. I know so much about that crap. I'm going to write a book on it someday.
But Stealth's in the house. I want to say hello to Stealth. Bobby Woodruff's in
here.
And Ravon, how you been, buddy?
It's WG's in the house.
DWG's the man. Darnell, man, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, "Hey Chris, ask Bad Dog how much can he bench? I've got 350 pounds."
My bench sucks, Darnell. My bench sucks. The most I do is 110-pound dumbbells. I don't bench anyway. It's bad for your shoulders, and your strong arm can push the bar up. It's better to use dumbbells because you have to use all your quick twitch and your stabilizer muscles, and both your arms have to push the weight up equally, or you're not getting it up there. So 110s, that's the most I can do. I cannot bench. I got very long arms. It doesn't help. But curling, I can curl 165. Usually, if you can't bench, you curl. If you can curl, you can't bench, because short arms they're not good for curling because there's no leverage. Long arms are good for curling because there's a lot of leverage.
I'm surprised you don't bench more. I mean, I did the bell. When I used to work out a lot, I wouldn't do the and you're absolutely right. The free weights is better because you have to balance. And I was doing about when I was at my strongest point, I was probably doing, and I'm not nearly as strong as you are now. Probably I was doing about 230 about 4 times, but that's when I was working out religiously.
Legs are my jam.
Yeah, I push
12. Yeah, I push 1225 in a leg press. I push like 595 in the sled. My calves are stupid. I take a lot of pride in my legs.
Let's get back to the relationship advice from King Trizzy. Thank you so much for that super chat. He says, "I don't know, bro. It might be time to dip." Well, King Trizzy, 2 weeks. You got to calm down. That's all I'm gonna say. It's 2 weeks. Let it play out. She might be testing you to see how, if you're gonna be clingy early on, right? Because it's only been 2 weeks. So just relax. Let it come to you. If she likes you, at the end of the day, she's going to come to you. It's just a matter of time. So just relax and let it play out. And that's it. And I would just take your mind off of her. Watch the Giants. Talk to other girls, whatever. Just do anything to take your mind off of her.
Don't ever seem needy. It turns them off. Don't ever seem needy. Let it go. Just let it go. Let her come to you. Yeah. They like that anyway. You need to be the one that doesn't return the texts. They like that. Trust me, they do.
But, we never thought we'd get the relationship, but we're having fun here tonight. And, of course, real quick, we'll talk about the Bears matchup, and then we will get to some questions from the chat. This week, Bears. Great test. I'm really excited to see the first-team offense going up against that first-team defense, and we should get a more extended look this week, being that it's week 2. Last week, we only got 1 drive with Eli Manning, 3 plays. We're going to really get to see that first-team offense go up against that first-team defense. I'm thinking for a quarter. I think we'll probably see it for the first quarter.
You think Eli plays the whole quarter?
At least most of it.
Do you think Daniel Jones plays? You think Daniel Jones goes second quarter, like Eli plays first quarter, Daniel Jones plays second quarter?
I think combined they play a half. I don't know how it's distributed. I think they play the first half. What
I'm looking forward to in this game is how the offensive line does against that defense. That's what I want to see. That's one of the best pass rushes out there. Our offensive line looked good against the Jets. Different story against the Bears. So I'll be very interested to see how, because the offensive line did a great job. The Jets did not have 1 sack in that game. And I don't even know if they really sniffed the quarterback. The line was really good. So I'll be very interested to see how that line holds up against your Khalil Macks, your Danny Trevathans, your Akeem Hicks. It's a really good team. It's a really good defense they have.
And it's a good test on the other side, too. Their quarterback, Trubisky, is a mobile quarterback. We've always struggled against mobile quarterbacks in the past. Yeah. I know you don't like him. He stinks. They have a good scat back weapon out of the backfield in Tariq Cohen. They've got some good wide receivers in Allen Robinson, the tight end, Trey Burton. So they've definitely got some weapons on that team, and it's going to be a good test for both sides of the ball. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's a good measuring stick for the Giants this week. That's the way I'm looking at it. Don't care about wins or losses. I want to see the Giants play competitive football for the first half of this football game.
Gray City said Trubisky isn't playing.
Oh, did not know that. Okay, so he's not playing.
Is he hurt? I don't know why a quarterback would sit out the second game of the season.
He must be scared to play the Giants because he sat out last year too.
Unless I was gonna say, unless they don't want to show them anything because you play them this year.
That's possible. That's possible.
You know, so I don't know. That's weird that Trubisky wouldn't play. Did he play game 1? I didn't watch the Bears, so I don't know.
That's a good point. I don't know either. I don't watch the Bears either. But he must be scared of the Giants. Didn't play him last year. Scott Zilla, what's going on, Scott Zilla? Thank you for tuning in, buddy.
He didn't want to. He wanted no part of the Giants. No way.
Yeah. And then real quick, I want to touch on the two cornerbacks. Then we'll get to the chat. Corey Ballentine and DeAndre Baker. DeAndre Baker, we got the scare. Obviously, we were all doom and gloom. We thought that could have been a very serious injury. And then, thank God, it was nothing too serious. We'll see if he gets back on the field this week or the week after. But sounds like it was just a stinger and he's going to be okay. And then Ballentine, I mean, I really love this kid. And he's getting first-team reps now in training camp the last couple of days, obviously because some corners have been out. But It'll be really interesting to see if come regular season this guy actually gets to get on the football field. I think he's going to return some kicks. But, I mean, in terms of the first-team defense, maybe he carves out a role for himself at some point this year.
Kid has a lot of heart. It's something you can't teach. You can teach all the talent. You have all the talent in the world, but heart goes a long way. It's just something you can't measure. There's just some guys that have that will to win. They will their way through any situation. Ballentine, obviously, and I'm calling him Ballentine because that's what Papa and
I'm going to call him Ballentine then. I don't know why I call him Ballentine. Ballentine.
I'm calling him Ballentine. Somebody told me it was Ballentine on my pay. I said, listen, Banks and Papa call him that, so until they change the pronunciation, I'm calling him Ballentine. Regardless, Ballentine, doesn't matter. He's a hell of a player. A lot of heart. I mean, a kid got shot, comes back, and the guy could be our starting nickel corner. It's just crazy. He's so active. He had a great pass defense that they reviewed and called pass interference, which was crap. I mean, it was, but it's still crap that they reviewed it. I mean, come on. And then he had the great interception. And he's been doing that all training camp. He's been picking up passes. He's been knocking the ball, causing fumbles, deflecting passes. I mean, I love him. I love the tenacity of the DeAndre Bakers and the Corey Ballentines. The Julian Love. I love the tenacity of these kids. Now, Julian Love did struggle.
Yeah.
He struggled. He's got to learn to go under the pick and not around the pick, especially the 3-yard line. He and Peppers had a little miscommunication on the big pass to Chris Herndon on the 3rd and 6. So it's something he's got to learn. He's a rookie, but I thought Ballentine played incredible. I think Ballentine
he was the star of the defense and the linebackers as well. King Trizzy, thank you so much again for the super chat. He says Ballentine got something to prove. Obviously his friend was killed. Horrible story, and hopefully that helps motivate him. And not that I want that to have to motivate him, but hopefully he gains something from that horrible experience. But yeah, I completely agree with you. Ballentine looked great, and then Conley got first team reps too because of how well he played in that game. And Davis looked great too. We mentioned that.
Davis very active. B.J. Goodson's in trouble.
Yes,
B.J. Goodson was there with the fifth stringers there at the end of the game, and he's we talked about last week. I think he's on the bubble. I read an article that he's on the bubble, and I do. I think Tay Davis and Ryan Conley are going to be ahead of him on the depth chart.
Yeah.
I think somebody goes down, B.J. Goodson could be gone.
I think he could be in a lot of trouble. What's going on, Gabe? Thank you for tuning in the stream. Tana Chambers, thank you for being here. Vance Billow, guys, it is 11 o'clock. All right, yeah, we'll take some questions. We'll hang out for about another hour, closer thereabouts. That's usually what we do. So go ahead and shout out your questions, and we will play off them and have some conversation off of that, guys.
Yehuda, I would never give up anything for OBJ. Don't want OBJ here. Haven't wanted OBJ here in 2 years. I was one of the first Giants fans to come out and say, trade this guy. Go back and look. There's a video on my page from March of 2018 when I reference a video I made in September of 2017. I don't have that video on my page anymore. There's a video of me from a year and a half ago saying, trade his ass. I don't want him back here. Better off without him.
Yeah.
Addition by subtraction.
And first off, it would never happen because they just traded the guy. They're not going to then try to trade and bring him back. And why in the world would Cleveland, who is now in a win-now situation, and they've brought all their fans hope, now trade this guy after they just got... So it's a pie-in-the-sky idea. It will never happen. OBJ will never be a New York Giant again. I almost guarantee that. Maybe at the end of his career, you never know, but OBJ, don't expect him to ever wear the blue jersey again. It's a reason why number 13 is being worn by Reggie White Jr. The Giants have moved on, and I expect the fans to do so as well.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I mean, I've moved on. It's over. And I actually think Beckham finally has moved on because he hasn't said anything about the Giants in a long time. So, hey, all the guys that we got rid of, I've said this before. Everyone's talking about, he got rid of all the stars. Gettleman's lost his mind. Well, then I guess I lost mine too because every guy that he got rid of, I wanted out of here. Every one of them. JPP, gone. Thank God. Didn't want him here. Landon Collins, I could not wait to get rid of that guy. OBJ wanted him traded 2 freaking years ago. Snacks Harrison, I was fine with that. Well, he's 31 years old, and I don't know if he's still holding out or what. And then who's the other guy? Eli Apple. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Ravon, man. Please go over there and subscribe to his channel as well. He puts out a lot of Giants content. It's been on YouTube for a while. One of the nicest guys. I always say it whenever I get an opportunity. I think he was the first Giants content creator who reached out to me and subscribed to my channel, started commenting on my videos. So I always appreciate Ravon a lot. He says, with Golden Tate being out, do we need to sign a veteran wide receiver? Ravon, fantastic question. And I made a video on that weeks ago as soon as we heard about Tate and the injury to Corey Coleman. And I think they do. I think we need a veteran wide receiver because when you look at the guys they have now, TJ Jones, I will say, did look pretty good in that preseason game. But when you look at the guys that we have, they're all puppies. They're all young. They don't have any experience. Now, we expect Shepard to be playing. Latimer has a little experience, but he's got like 800 career receiving yards. I mean, it's not like this guy is a very experienced football player. They could definitely use a veteran on this team. Now, who it is, I couldn't tell you. Crabtree, I think, is still on the market. This guy's still on the market. But, yeah, I think they could use a guy with some experience in the wide receiver room for sure.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what we do at the wide receiver spot. I don't know what the answer is, but I guess we're going to find out. I really don't know what the answer is. I think that I don't know if there's really any major upgrades to bring in here. Is Crabtree a major upgrade over a Benny Fowler? I'm trying to think of the other guys. Is Cameron Meredith a huge upgrade?
Well, Meredith got signed by the Patriots.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah,
so he's not even there anymore. So, I mean, is there any major upgrades out there? Yeah. I don't know. So, Bobby Chulo Chad says Daniel Jones an amazing job in red zone drills, better than Eli, but Shermer said there's no quarterback competition. Thoughts? No, there's not a quarterback. Eli Manning started week 1. There's no doubt about that. There is no quarterback competition. Does not matter how well Daniel Jones outperforms or how much Daniel Jones outperforms Eli Manning. Eli's going to start week 1.
Oh, Eli's definitely starting week 1. And Angel Rodriguez says, hey, Chris, what do you think about the Cowboys quarterback situation? You think the Cowboys will lose Dak Prescott and Elliott? No. I think that they're definitely going to retain one of those two for sure long term. And I think both of them are going to play for the Cowboys this year. I'd be shocked if they don't. But Elliott, I will say, if I'm a Cowboys fan, if it extends past this week, I'm starting to get a little nervous. It doesn't make any sense to me. We've said this several times, why Elliott's holding out. I'm always for the player holding out because there's no guaranteed money in the league. I completely get it. You got to get your money where you can get it. And the Cowboys are in a win-now situation. So Elliott probably feels I have some leverage. They need me to win football games. They know that they need to win now. So I kind of get his stance. But he's got 2 years left on his contract. He's got no leg to stand on. It does not make sense to me. Elliott needs to come back.
Yeah, I don't know how he thinks he's going to hold out for 2 years and get a deal. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing. If he holds out for 2 years, he's not going to get anything. He's going to get no money. Somebody will sign him, but when you're out of the league for 2 years, you got to get back in football shape. We've already seen Elliott's not always in the best shape. He came into training camp last year out of shape. I don't know if it was last year. It might have been 2017. One of the years he came in and like 20 pounds overweight. So if he sits around for 2 years and does nothing, I mean, what's his option? He's going to go to the CFL? Like, I don't really know what the hell he's going to do. But I would think you'd have to wait a year. You hold out your contract year. You don't hold out the year before your contract year because, again, what leverage does he have? Cowboys can say, okay, to hell with you. We'll see what we have. And, I mean, if they struggle, then maybe it works. But if the Cowboys start off 3-1, 4-1 without him, he's screwed.
Right.
If the Cowboys do well without him, he's screwed. He's taking a big risk because if they win without him, they're going to say, okay, well, we don't need you, buddy. Then he's going to have to come back and try to prove himself.
That's exactly what I was going to get to, and I see you Super Chat City for real. I just want to follow up with what he just said. That's exactly what I was going to get to. Look at what happened with Le'Veon Bell last year when he held out. James Conner proved he could get the job done, and that kind of hurt Le'Veon Bell's value. The same exact thing could happen to Ezekiel Elliott. If he holds out with that great offensive line they have, we always say it, you could stick almost any running back behind that offensive line, and they're going to look productive. So if that's the case, that is going to hurt Elliott's value when he does hit the open market. So Elliott's playing with fire here. I think he should get back out on the field. Dak Prescott, we heard that the $40 million thing was crazy, and that doesn't seem real. But I think he's going to get $33 million, and I can't wait. We're going to have a big celebration when it happens.
I hope he does. Please give him that money, please.
City for Real, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, does our O-line get it together by week 3? Great question. Well, and Cruzon, I see yours too. I'll get to that. Did I miss another one, Bad Dog, by the way? No. I just want to make sure I didn't skip over anybody. Okay. Because I held up the chat. No,
if you did rave on it, you're good. You're
okay.
Good.
Now, in terms of the offensive line, do they get it together by week 3? I hope so. We say this. Don't expect the finished product right away. This is a completely new offensive line. Obviously the left side's the same. But
left side's good.
But they still, it's only their second year together. Jalapeno barely played last year, and it's a completely new right side. It's going to take a few games for this offensive line to completely gel. I hope it's by week 3. I think no later than week 5 or 6, you should see a good cohesive unit. And hopefully they're strong, right out of the gate. But we got to temper our expectations a little bit. I think we got to give them a couple of weeks. Preseason's one thing. In-game is a completely different animal.
Yeah. Well, because they're going to be using different blocking schemes. I mean, that's the whole thing. You're not going to show much in the the preseason, so you get the Cruzons.
Cruzon, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Great subscriber of both of ours. Great Giants subscriber. Anytime I go into any live stream, I see him there a lot of times. So thank you for being a great part of the Giants community. He says, if Eli plays bad, I don't want to hear the reason he's playing bad is because he doesn't have a number 1 wide receiver. Hell no, LOL.
Let's hope they don't say he doesn't have a good offensive line either, Cruzon, because you know that one's coming too.
Cruzon, I'm not. I won't make excuses for Eli this year. I'm rooting for him. I love Eli Manning. I hope he does well. I'm not going to make excuses for him, though. If he doesn't play well, he doesn't play well. Didn't make excuses for him last year either. I don't think he played horrible last year, especially in the second half. But he needs to play like he did in the second half in the first half this year, and he's got to maintain it throughout the whole season. That's what it comes down to. Now, does he have great wide receivers? No, but he's got a revamped offensive line. He's got the best running back in football. He's got a tight end that can make plays. Eli's got enough weapons to succeed.
Yeah.
Without Golden Tate, I'll say this. If Shepard and Golden Tate are out, which I don't think will be the case, I could understand some people saying, you know what, but I expect Shepard to play. So I'm not going to give any excuse for Eli Manning.
Shepard's practicing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to play.
Yeah.
He's practicing. So I think he'll play no matter what.
Yeah. And I just got to get to the bottom of the chat here. Any questions we got? Poppy Goat in the house. He says, what are your thoughts on Eli having that look in his eyes? I don't know if that's kind of like a joke.
I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know what it means.
Yeah. Pumpkin asked the question. He says, "What? Oh, he's asking.
Yeah. What did Eli have in his eyes? Yeah.
Dobie Mick, what's going on, buddy? He says, can you guys give us the take on the term tanking in the NFL? What teams that will tank in 2019? Bengals and Dolphins, to me, are kind of tanking.
Bengals are going to tank to get Tua.
Yeah, and the Dolphins, I guess they added Rosen, but I think the Dolphins are going to be really bad as well. And they may move on from Rosen after this year. It's not like they gave up a lot. They gave up like a late second-round pick. So if Rosen doesn't show well this year and they get the first pick, they could take Tua too.
Yeah. So they're out there. Tua and Herbert, they're your best ones. Fromm, not really. Not a Fromm fan. Hey, even Uncle Lou's not a big Fromm fan. And he plays for UGA. He would know better than anybody.
Thoughts on Kaepernick situation? Yehuda, we kind of talked about that earlier. I don't think it's much of a situation. And I was all for Kaepernick getting a chance when everything first took place, because I definitely thought Kaepernick was good enough to start in the NFL. When with the kneeling and all that, and I got both sides of it, right? It's a business, but by the same token, he's standing up for something that he believes in. Whatever, it is what it is. People are on different sides of the spectrum with that. I'm not going to get into the politics, but I think he did get blackballed a little bit. I think there was at least 6-7 teams that he could have started for, but now it's been 2 or 3 years. The The guy's not. I don't care how good his shape
he's
he's
30,
in.
31 years old.
Yeah, what?
And he wasn't, guys. He was falling off before this whole political thing that he went. His talent was falling. I mentioned it earlier. I was a huge Kaepernick guy. I thought Kaepernick was going to be great. I watched him play in Nevada for years, and I really loved. I said, man, I said earlier, he looked like I said he was going to be a rich man's Randall Cunningham. I was way off. He had a rocket for an arm. He was fast as hell, but he couldn't read defense, and he was very inaccurate. And he started to fall off before this happened. And I think part of it had to do with nobody wanted to touch it, the political aspect of it, and deal with all the media crap that goes along with it. I think that's part of it, but also, I don't know if Kaepernick was good enough to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. I think he'd make a good backup at this point in his career, but I don't think you bring Kaepernick in there as a starter. I don't think that's going to help anybody.
Yeah, and I'm going to get to that super chat in a second. Chris Bass, thank you very much. And I'm going to kind of piggyback off of what you said about Kaepernick. I agree he could be a backup and maybe a starter for a really bad team, but why is a bad team going to even take on that? Because you know it's going to be a media frenzy. You know, and what team is going to want to deal with that? It's the same problem.
Why would a bad team want him, though? What is the point of it?
Yeah, exactly. And it's the same thing with Tebow. It's why Tebow's not in the league. As much as I didn't think Tebow was that good, he's good enough to be a backup. Teams didn't want to deal with the Tebow circus because they knew people were going to ask Tebow to start as soon as the starting quarterback didn't play well. They were going to say throw Tebow and throw Tebow in. So that's why I don't think it'll happen.
A bad team that wants to tank is going to sign him, but why would you sign him? If you're going to tank, you don't need him to tank.
Yeah.
You tank with the quarterback you have.
And Chris Bass, thank you so much for the super chat. He says this suspension is bullshit. Also, love to you and dog. Chris Bass, it might be bullshit. We don't know. It could have been a masking agent. Either way, we knew it was going to happen. It's the NFL. It's a no-nonsense league. I expected this, and I think the Giants expected it. Unfortunately, it's something the Giants are going to have to deal with. And, you know, we always say football is a game of next man up, whether it be a suspension or whether it be an injury. And, you know, we're going to see how deep the Giants' roster is. That's how teams win in the NFL. You have to have depth by your roster. Every team suffers injuries.
God, when I started YouTube way back in 2008, I remember that was our saying because the Giants were very good. My first stint on YouTube for the 2 years I was here. Got depth. We used to ask Cowboys fans, got depth? Because, you know, we were hurt. We had guys in the practice squad that played in that Dallas game. And we ended up beating them. They're on the practice squad. That's how thin our secondary got because everybody got hurt against Dallas. And we still went on to win the Super Bowl that year. Got depth. Need depth. I worry about our offensive line depth.
Yeah. Our offensive line is thin. Yeah.
But after that, it's just the offensive line talent after our starters is as thin as my hair. So it is not good.
Well, somebody just brought up there's two Tainers. Really? Did a second Tainer pop on the screen? Somebody just brought up Trent Williams, taking a flyer on him.
You are in the crowd back there. I can see you.
I am?
You're by the screen. Yeah, you're by the big screen back there.
Oh, really?
You're sitting in the mezzanine.
Oh, there I am. That's right. Oh, there I am right there.
Yeah.
Let me shift Bad Dog over a little bit. Hold on 1 second. Let's get rid of that second Tainer.
Yeah. That's on TV. He's waving to himself.
That's me. I was at the Jet Giant game. I was getting ready. I'm already there. It's week 10. I'm already there. I'm in my seat. But go ahead, guys. Ask your questions. Josh Gordon and Clowney. Clowney would call it. Clowney, who knows? We don't know what the price would be. That's just speculation. Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon, as talented as he is, how many chances has this guy had already?
Josh Gordon retired.
Yeah, I don't see it.
He's not coming back.
Yeah. Oh, Chris Bass, man, thank you so much, man, for the super chat, man. I really do appreciate the love. He says, Dilly, he says, I thought the appeal would bring it down to 1 or 2 games given the details, but regardless, I believe we can have success this season if Shepard and Fowler are in. Chris Bass, I agree with you. I think this could be a competitive football team. We've said that for weeks. I don't think that they're going to be a pushover like everybody's saying. And Fowler has looked great this entire offseason, so why can't he step in for 3 or 4 games and play good? Everybody said he's looked great in mandatory minicamps. Everybody said he's looked great in OTAs. He looked great in the preseason game. Why can't
Latimer? Latimer's done really well, too.
Yeah, so we're going to need those guys to step up for 4 weeks, and hopefully they can. And especially those first 4 weeks, because we have 3 very winnable games early on in the season. Yep. And the Giants got to find a way to win those games.
Yeah, they definitely do. Buffalo's winnable, but Buffalo will be tough. Tampa and Washington at home are 2 games we have to win.
Well, Tampa's
better,
on the road.
We are better than those. We're better than Washington in our building.
Yeah.
At Washington, different story maybe, but Tampa, we beat them last year, and I think we're better than we were last year even without Odell Beckham. I still think we're better because our offensive line is better. I think we're better than Tampa. I think we're better than Washington at home. Those are 2 games you have to win. We have to be at least 2-2.
Yeah.
We should be. I mean, we can beat Buffalo and be 3-1. That'd be great, but Buffalo's going to be tough. That's not easy. Not that the other 2 teams are easy, but I think we're good enough to beat Tampa and Washington. So
I want 3-1. You know, I'm not saying that I picked that in my prediction video. I said we'd start 3-1. I'm not saying that. You know, obviously 2-2 is very possible. 1-3 is possible. You know, football's a crazy game, but I want 3-1. If they want to have a chance this year, in my opinion, they have to start 3-1 because they have a very easy part of that schedule to start the season, and they have to take advantage of it.
Yeah. West Coast says, does it concern you that the Jets and Sam Darnold owned your starting defense? Absolutely. Absolutely. Made it look very easy. Picked on Julian Love's inexperience, and you know, the couple of pick plays got guys wide open. So, yes, obviously there was a pass rush on the Chris Herndon pass, but Darnold stepped up in the pocket and made the pass after those guys picked each other off with the miscommunication in the secondary. But I'll tell you what, West Coast, if Jabril Peppers picks the pass off like he should have,
it's a completely different.
They don't score that, but he didn't. So Sam Darnold did make it look easy after that. I do like that Peppers jumped the route, but again, the inexperience showed in the secondary and that. So yes, obviously that does concern us. I'm not going to lie. I mean, he went down there, bing, 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 touchdown. So yes, that is concerning.
Yeah, that was definitely the negative of that game was how poorly the first team defense played. We didn't get any real pass rush. You mentioned on that one play we did, but overall, not much of a push up front. And he made it look way too easy other than that one pass that should have been picked off. That was definitely the negative from the preseason game from my point of view.
Yep, completely agree. Dire Giants fan we talked about earlier says, I hope Dak gets paid $35 million a year. Yes, we do too. We will be very happy if Dak gets his money.
From your lips to God's ears, Jeffrey Abbey's in the house. He says Sue and JPP coming and Devin White. Don't sleep on Tampa. Devin White, we both loved. I think Devin White is going to be one of the better, maybe not his first year, but he's going to be one of the better middle linebackers in football. And you're right. You're right. That was a nice pickup by Sue. And maybe don't sleep on Tampa. Bruce Arians is a very brilliant offensive mind. You bring up good points, Jeffrey Abbey. I will say that. Our secondary hope $40 million. Yeah, well, I hope he gets $100 million a year, Baranuk.
Be great. Just keep him there. Yeah.
But go ahead and ask those questions, guys. JPP is he out for the season? I know he's a little banged up. I don't think he's out for the season. Also,
I never think about that one.
Chris Bass, thank you so much for the super chat. He says also blank Chris Carter.
Yeah, I did in the video.
Yeah,
I ripped Chris Carter a new one. I did that for all Giants fans. It seemed like a lot of people really enjoyed that video. I enjoyed making it. It was one of my. It's one of. I usually. I mean, I enjoy making videos, but that one I really liked that one.
I like that one. I like that one too. I enjoyed watching you rip him. Yeah. Lamel Sinclair, man, thank you for popping in, buddy. Love that guy. He says, "What do you guys think about the Eagles depth chart? Eagles got depth. The Eagles have depth. That's one of the biggest strengths. I see Handsome Fleet popped in. What's going on, Handsome Fleet? Thank you for popping in.
They've already failed me anyway. I thought they were going 23-0. They lost. Their season's over. You know what? They don't have depth as the quarterback.
That's the one spot.
If Wentz, especially with Sudfeld broken in wrist, if Wentz is hurt, they're done. They're done.
Yeah.
If Wentz gets hurt, they're done. I don't care about the rest of their depth.
I'll tell you, the Eagles would be smart, in my opinion, to go. I don't know who's out there to go
Kaepernick
out and try to find a veteran quarterback somewhere to back up Carson Wentz. That would be a smart move by them.
I heard Kaepernick. That was the one I see Eagles fans go. I'm like, please, please take him. Bring all that stuff with him to Philadelphia, and let the guys in suited up in 2 years. Let them go out there and do it, man.
But knowing the Eagles, it'll be like Vic, and he'll take off and play great. I mean, the Eagles seem to catch breaks in recent times, so I don't know, man. I don't know. What's your take on the Antonio Brown situation? The Antonio Brown situation, I think he's a complete clown city for real. That guy, I watched Hard Knocks last night. Great, I love that show. And the Raiders are very entertaining. There's no doubt about it. But Antonio Brown, I mean, the whole foot thing, and then the helmet, and then they said he's got to wear the old helmet. Give me a break. You make $20 million a year to catch a football. Go out there and play within the regulations. And there's a reason they want you to wear that helmet so you don't kill yourself.
He's a freaking weirdo.
He is so weird.
He and Beckham need to get together.
Yeah.
They need to get together and jump rope or something. They paint those toenails. I don't know. They are some interesting guys, those two.
Yeah. And I never thought Antonio Brown was like that.
Though, I didn't mean to interrupt you. One thing I'll say, I think Odell Beckham gives a lot more on the field than Antonio Brown. He makes some questionable statements to the media. He's done some questionable things off the field, but I have never questioned Odell Beckham's passion and desire to win. I do question Antonio Brown's, but I do not question Odell Beckham. One thing I'll give Beckham, a lot of heart, a lot of fight, and he wants to win.
I agree with that.
He's very competitive. Antonio Brown, I think he was all about getting paid. When Odell Beckham's contract was up, Odell Beckham didn't hold out. Odell Beckham didn't do anything. I thought he handled it very well.
He handled that.
He just does some dumb shit. He has some weird antics on the sideline, off the field. But on the field, that guy played his ass off. I don't think Antonio Brown does that.
I think Beckham being in a different city, it's going to serve him well. I don't think he was meant for New York. I think he's way too outspoken. I think he has he has no filter. And in New York, with the media, you have to have a filter. I think in Cleveland, he's going to be in a much better situation. Not to mention, I think he'll gel better with the young quarterback over there in Baker Mayfield.
Ham, how can I be the man when you're the man?
Is next year's free agency, who do you potentially target as a pass rusher? Well, Dyer, Giants fan, great subscriber, both of ours, by the way. Just want to say that. The guy we said, Clowney. Clowney's the first guy that comes to mind for me. I haven't looked at the list. There was a couple of guys that were franchise, but I think Tank Lawrence was signed to an extension.
Yes, he was. He got a lot of money.
Yeah, he got a lot of money. Frank Clark, was he franchise? I can't remember. I can't remember, but I know Clowney's going to be the big name on the free agent list next year.
What's the difference? Argenis says, what's the difference between Landon Collins and Jabril Peppers? Easy. Jabril Peppers had one more in the first game, preseason game. He already had a pass breakup. That's something Landon Collins couldn't do. Landon Collins would have been burned. Landon Collins stinks.
No, I know Frank Clark got traded to the Chiefs Giants Nation, but I think I could be wrong. For some reason, I thought he could have been a free agent next year. Chris Bass, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, last thing, can we get an amen for Carluck? Carluck's a guy that I should have mentioned in my post-game video, and thank you again, Chris Bass. Carluck had the pick six for the touchdown, and then he came up with a sack.
I did mention him in the post-game video. There's no way I'll forget about that. Because that was an incredible interception. He jumped up, took the ball up, grabbed it, and ran for a thing. And I love the him in the locker room at the end of the game there when they did the post-game thing with Pat Shermer. But I was happy for that kid. I mean, it was a hell of a play.
It's great to see. And he got a sack after that.
Darnell, special teams. It might be our Mark Herzlich.
You never know. Darnell, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, do you think John Mara was in the right to say, I hope Daniel Jones never sees the field? Darnell, we actually talked about that at the beginning of the show. I know how the media is going to paint it, and I know how some fans are going to take it. I don't think there's anything wrong with what he said, because when you think about it, if he doesn't see the field, the Giants are going to the playoffs, or the Giants are contending for the playoffs up until the last week. And I think that's what he meant when he said that. When he says, I hope Daniel Jones doesn't see the field, that means I hope the Giants are in it, and I hope Eli Manning rides it out, and Jones gets to learn under him for a year. Because if the Giants are playing well, Eli Manning's going to stay on the field. If the Giants are playing poorly, that's when you'll see Daniel Jones. So that's the way I took it. People may take it a different way, but the way I took it was, I hope we play great this year, because if we play great, Eli's going to be the guy.
Yep, completely agree. And West Coast says Landon Collins is a leader. Don't underestimate that. No, he wasn't. The guy fought with people in the locker room like Eli Apple. He didn't get along. Badmouthed to everybody. And what is he a leader of? A team that won 8 games in 2 years? That's the leader you want? That guy's not a leader. Let him go over there and lead. He's doing a good job leading Washington and worrying about the Giants all offseason. That's what you want out of your leader, a guy that's distracted by the team that let him walk. They didn't even trade him. They just let him walk, and he had a fit about it. The guy was not a leader. Not a leader here. Most overrated safety I have ever seen in my life, Landon Collins. Yeah, ask around about that too. He and Beckham for 2 years, I've been saying, get these guys out of here.
Yeah.
And God, Gettleman did it.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Gettleman's got balls. We always say it. If there's one thing you can say about him, he has got balls. Like Bad Dog. Bad Dog's got balls. I mean, he'll go after Chris Carter. He don't care. Gettleman's the same way, and that's why you like Gettleman as much as you do.
Yeah, I do. I guess Gettleman has done everything I wanted Gettleman to do except for draft Josh Allen. He's done.
Right.
Seriously, every big move that I want to make that fans are like, Bad Dog, you're insane. Gettleman did, and now they can say Gettleman's insane. But I did. I mean, I said that. And Punkham was in here earlier. He said, yeah, Bad Dog for 2 years has been saying trade Odell Beckham. For 2 years, I said that. And I said I definitely do not want Landon Collins back here. I didn't want these guys because I watched this team suck. They sucked. And you can't keep doing the definition of insanity. You do the same thing over and over and over again and expect different results.
Yep.
Those guys weren't as talented as they were, and, well, Beckham talented, Collins overrated. They weren't getting it done here. Plain and simple. We weren't winning with them here. We're winning. So get what you can for him. Or don't give Collins $84 million. It's a terrible contract.
Oh, God, that's one of the worst contracts. I mean, what do we make, 60, 70, highest paid safety in football?
$84 million in 6 years.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
He makes more a year than Le'Veon Bell.
But by the way, guys, I know he does. If you guys have not done so, please go to the link in the description and sub up Mr. Bad Dog 7676. You won't regret it. We work together all the time. Please go on over there and check him out.
We'll be together Friday on my channel for the Bears and Giants. You guys will not want to miss that one, as we'll do the show again and hang out with you guys, the watch party. Not really a play-by-play, but obviously we'll react and discuss it with the chat. We had a lot of fun doing that against the Jets.
Yes.
Obviously, we'll see a lot more of Eli Manning and Daniel Jones. We may see Saquon Barkley, and hopefully my power doesn't go out, Chris.
Yeah. My power went out last week. We lost the stream there for a good 10 minutes, and you guys still came back. So
you guys are great.
We appreciate it. And I want to say hello to Christian. I got to. I mean, he's the best. He's a little pimp. Thank you for popping in. MH says, do you guys think Corey Ballantyne is the real cannoli movie deal? Yes. He always asks cannoli questions. I gotta see.
Sent him. He wanted one of my shirts. I should have sent him a cannoli with the shirt. Just don't know how. It probably would have expired in the mail.
How do we not have a cannoli sponsor yet, Bad Dog?
I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah.
We should have some Italian sponsors. Maserati, Ferrari, cannoli,
lasagna. I don't know. Penne alla vodka, whatever.
Chicken parm, veal parm, mozzarella. Peroni. Oh,
Peroni should definitely sponsor us.
Yeah.
Peroni should definitely sponsor us. What's going on, Beef Jerky Joe? Thank you for tuning into the stream, my man. Thank you for popping in. Even though I'm a Panthers fan, I realized trading Beckham was a good trade because he is a distraction. He dropped a lot of passes. Well, his play on the field, I don't think is any. His play on the field was great. That's not the reason we got rid of him. We got rid of him because of his locker room distraction. I think that's at the end of the day. I think that was the main reason he's not here.
Yeah, but speaking of Maserati, I actually I looked one of those up to see how much they were because I thought about buying one. Not in this lifetime.
I was gonna say, you need a few more super chats for that.
For like $1,200 a month. I'm like, mortgages. That was just. I did look it up though, just to see.
Maybe for 3 months, and that's it. You get rid of it.
Yeah. Why not? Just drive it around for a month. Be like, hey, shit, I've had enough of this.
Yeah, just to experience it. What's going on, Brandon Rogers? Thank you for popping into the stream, buddy. Let's see if we got.
When they sponsor us, Chris, we're gonna each get one.
Oh God, please.
Yeah.
Oh my God, but I'm not gonna be able to pay for the insurance or the gas.
Yeah, right.
Fat Man, what's going on, my man? Thank you for tuning into the stream. Let's see what we got here. Chris, if we are 1-3 for the... What's going on, Big Blue Flight, by the way? Great subscriber. Chris, if we are 1-3 after the first 4 games, could we finish 2-8 or 3-7 after the bye week? We have tough games against the... Yes. Unfortunately, Big Blue Flight, if we start 1-3, this could be like a 4 or 5 win season. I will start to panic with the schedule that we have after that because I think the Cardinals are a winnable game in week 7. The Dolphins week 14, 13. We have a few winnable games after, but we have to get off to a good start. We can't 2-2 minimum, but I want 3-1 the first 4 games.
Yeah, we've been getting off to such bad starts the last couple of years, and I believe we've won one opening week since 2009. That was 2016. I think that's the only week 1 victory we've had since 2009.
It's because we always play in Dallas. We always play in Dallas. It's ridiculous.
We played Jacksonville last year, and Eric Flowers is the reason we lost that game.
Oh, God.
Thank God he's not there. God help Dwayne Haskins if Eric Flowers is on that line. That poor kid.
He's got no chance.
I feel for Dwayne Haskins if he has to play with that guy on his line.
Oh, God.
You're better off just picking a fat guy out of the crowd and saying, go play left tackle or right tackle. I mean, seriously.
Find the heaviest guy you can in the stands. Pull him up, pull him down. He'll be a lot cheaper too. You just give him a couple of hot dogs or something, he'll play.
Yeah, cannolis.
But
Ragusa type out there and be done with it.
Yehuda says, Chris of the Bad Dog, if the Browns don't make the Super Bowl in the next 2 years, do you consider that a failure? No, Yehuda. No. I think people are a little too high on the Browns right now. I don't think they're a Super Bowl or bust type team. I don't expect that this year or the year after.
Bobby Joe Jansen, you can pick Ron Effect. Yeah, but the defensive lineman can just step over him. I mean, he's like a speed bump. So, that's how tall he is. So, no, you can't use him.
God almighty.
Somebody asked me if I go on those live streams. I says, no, we really don't see eye to eye. I said, that's because he comes up to my stomach.
Oh, my God.
Bazinga!
Chris Atwater asks,
folks, I'm here all night.
Is Ballantyne secretly better than DeAndre Baker, Chris Atwater? No. I think I like Ballantyne. He's been a great story so far in Giants training camp. But no, DeAndre Baker is a very talented player. I don't think they're on the same level. Yeah.
DeAndre Baker, I thought was going middle first round. Like I said, had we drafted differently that night, had we went Josh Allen, Daniel Jones, then DeAndre Baker, I would have been celebrating the DeAndre Baker pick because I love DeAndre Baker. But I was so out of it after we got Daniel Jones, and I was so just in disbelief. I couldn't even really celebrate it. And I wanted Dexter Lawrence. Maybe not at 17, but Dexter Lawrence was a kid that I wanted us to draft. Every one of my mock drafts, not that I did a mock draft on video, but I wanted Dexter Lawrence. So I was happy they got him. They got two guys I really wanted. The only guy they didn't get was Josh Allen.
Right.
But hey, since then, like I said, you're not going to find a bigger Daniel Jones fan than me now, He's our guy.
I mean, he's a New York Giant. He's a quarterback. Everybody should be a big Daniel Jones fan at the end of the day. If you're a Giants fan.
Even Chris Carter, he's a big Daniel Jones fan. You know what he is? He's a big douche nozzle. He's a douche waffle.
On draft night, you're allowed to show your emotions like we did. You're allowed to be upset with the pick. But at the end of the day, he's wearing the Giants uniform. You support him. That's it, and you hope he does well.
I will never apologize for any videos or emotional outbursts I have. I'm a passionate fan. I believe in everything I do. Those are my emotions. I'm not going to apologize for my real emotions. I don't fake shit. I'm not an actor. I'm not a character. What you see with me is what you get. That was my feelings on draft night.
And did I overreact? That's it, man.
I probably did.
At the end of the day, we're not cheerleaders. If you want a cheerleader on YouTube, go to another channel. We're going to tell you how we feel. We're going to show you how we feel. Yep. And sometimes we'll be wrong. Sometimes we'll be right. But we're going to give you our honest take and our honest opinion.
That's exactly it. That's all we can be. We can only be ourselves. Yeah. And, there's some people that don't like that. But, hey, not everything is freaking rainbows and puppy dogs. We've been a bad team for 7 years. And, it just, I don't know.
Bobby Woodruff, we must have missed a few comments. We apologize. He says, what is wrong with me? I guess I'm a big ass. You are not a big ass, Bobby Woodruff, and we apologize.
Oh, well, if he's a big ass, he can play right tackle for Eric Flowers.
Answer my question.
I can't be the man of Jedi, says it, because Jedi's the woman.
Oh, Jedi's the best. I love Jedi. Jeez. West Coast says, answer my question. Do you think OBJ would have been good or bad for Daniel Jones' development?
Horrible.
I completely agree, and I said for months that I worried about a rookie quarterback with Odell Beckham because of his attitude. And maybe he would have been different with a rookie quarterback. We'll never know. But if he acted the same way he did with Eli Manning, with Daniel Jones, it's the same thing with Eli Manning when he came into the league. You saw how he progressed when we got rid of Tiki and Shockey. And Shockey, we all know, played in that Super Bowl year. But he got a lot better after those guys left because they were complaining about Eli. They were saying, throw me the football, this, that, the other thing. Sometimes less is more, and I think that's the case here, in terms of Daniel Jones' development.
Addition by subtraction. And I mentioned that I think the Giants knew when they traded Odell Beckham that they were drafting Daniel Jones, and that was why they went ahead and made the move, because they did not want Odell Beckham influencing a rookie quarterback. I think they knew at that point, we're going after Daniel Jones, we're going to get rid of Odell Beckham.
Yeah,
that's what I think. I thought that you can get the super chat there.
David Bigelow, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, which 2019 late round picks make the team? All of
Slayton
them?
And Bell.
I think pretty much all. I mean, Julian Love, if you consider.
I don't think that lineman.
George Asafo-Ajay, he's been hurt.
He's hurt all the time.
I don't know. He still might, but I mean, for sure, guys that we know are going to, Ballantyne's going to make it.
Slayton's going to make it.
Conley's going to make it, the 5th-round linebacker. Yep. And Love, if you consider.
They're all going to make it.
I think they're all making it. Even Ajayi, I think, has. I mean, they're thin on the offensive line. He's a guy with some upside. I think they all are going to make the team, to be honest with you.
Real quick to finish my thought on the Beckham thing. I thought at first that, he did sign Beckham to trade him, but then the more I thought about it, I'm like, maybe they didn't know if they were going quarterback or not. And they didn't know back when they signed him what they were going to do. And then when they decided they were going quarterback, they said, now it is time to get rid of this guy.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And I even said the night of the trade, I said it's possible that they knew they weren't going to get near good value for Odell Beckham that year because he got hurt. And they might have signed him to trade him the next year. They might have known when they signed him that they were going to trade him. It's very possible.
Yeah, it's possible too. And look, at people said we didn't get enough. Antonio Brown, the Steelers got a 3rd and a 5th for Antonio Brown. The Giants got a 1st, a 3rd, and Jabril Peppers, who was a former first-round pick. So you really got 2 first-round picks and a 3rd. That's not bad.
Yeah. And let's see what we got here. With Zeke holding out with 2 years left, what stops Barkley from doing the same next year?
Because Barkley's not an ass.
Yeah, I just don't see that. King, I get what you're saying. I think it would be 3 years still left on his contract next year, if I'm not mistaken. But I get what you're saying. Multiple years holding up. I don't see it. I think Barkley is he's a team guy. I can't see him doing that. He's not an individual. Maybe with 1 year left it's possible, but I think the Giants are going to pay him. He's the face of this team. I think Barkley is here for the foreseeable future. I don't think we're going to have a problem there. With the Cowboys, first off, it's 2 years, so I can completely get it. But the other thing you have to worry about is the off-the-field stuff with Zeke. He's already had 3 or 4 altercations off the field. Barkley, you don't got to worry about that. So I get why the Cowboys might be hesitant to give him. The Cowboys might say, no, we want to keep you for the 2 years, then we're going to franchise you. We don't want to tie up for 5 years. We don't know what you're going to do off the field. Yeah. With Barkley, you don't got to worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, Zeke is like one stupid thing away from a whole year suspension. Yeah. I mean, he's towing the line every damn year. He's got something happening off, whether he's pulling down a girl's shirt, whether he's sexually abusing a woman, whether he's beating up a freaking security guard, whether he's running a red light, crashing into cars, and it's getting covered up. Whatever it is, there's always, whether he's buying dildos with Dak Prescott in a store, there's always something that's going on with Ezekiel Elliott. Always.
Yeah.
Always. Give him the money. Give him $18 million a year and give Dak $35 million a year. Give Cooper $19 million a year. Be done with it. Tie up 40% of your cap with those 3 players, please.
Yeah. What's going on, Nate? This is Brad. Thank you for tuning in to the stream, buddy. Bobby, am I also Brandon Myers wants to know? Thanks for taking my. You got it, King. Thank you for being a great subscriber. Can you see the Giants trading Jackrabbit 2nd and a 5th for Clowney? Don't want to do that. I don't want to give up. Clowney's a free agent next year. I'm not giving up a 2nd-round pick for a guy that I don't know is going to be on the team after this year. That would be asinine. There's no way.
Yeah, definitely not trading. Like I said, anything less than a compensatory pick, which is a late 3rd-round pick, yes, because if the Giants sign him, that's what they're going to have to give up. So, hey, anything if we can get him for a 4th rounder, I'm doing it. If we can get him for a 5th rounder, I'm doing it. 2nd rounder, no way in hell, because we can just sign him next year.
Yeah.
And give up a compensatory 3rd-round pick, late 3rd-round pick, or a 4th-round pick. I don't really know how those picks work, but it'll be one or the other. So why give up more than you'd have to? You know?
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't. A 4th-round pick or lower, I'd obviously consider it. Similar to what the Lions did last year with Harrison. They signed. I think he had 1 year left, and maybe they signed him an extension. No, he had more years left. That's why the Giants wanted to trade him. But I'm not. It's got to be a 4th or 5th. I'm not doing it. I'm not even doing a 3rd.
Yeah, Jeremy thinks it's hilarious. Well, some guys just don't understand how trades work.
Yeah, Jeremy, do you think
the Texans are getting nothing for him?
Yeah. And Jeremy's a Jet fan, so he should know how good Damon Snacks Harrison is, right? Damon Snacks Harrison is the best run stopper in football. The Giants got a 5th-round pick for him last year because of his contract. And it's the same thing here with Clowney. He's going to be a free agent next year. Everybody knows if the Texans are going to trade him, they don't have a leg to stand on. So you have to take that into account. As a player, yeah, he's worth the 1st-round pick, but you have to take into account everything.
That he might not be on your team.
Yeah, you have to take into account everything. Chris, you're better off asking it again, to be honest. Maybe he's talking to Chris Senor. I don't know.
Dexter Lawrence will be better. Well, Dexter Lawrence can rush the quarterback. That's something Snacks couldn't do.
Yeah.
Snacks could never go to the outside. Dexter Lawrence can't. Dexter Lawrence has been chasing down running backs. Dexter Lawrence has been chasing down running backs from behind on screens at 6'4", 342. Snacks can't do that. Snacks is a great run stuffer. Dexter Lawrence is the same size, but with athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he'll be better, though. I mean, he definitely has more tools, but Snacks is really good. Really good. So to say, I hope Dexter Lawrence is better.
I think Dexter Lawrence will be more versatile. But in terms of just doing what Snacks does best, no. Snacks is the best in the league at that.
He was a two-time All-Pro, right? He's two-time All-Pro. I know he was All-Pro with the Giants in 2016. I don't know if he was an All-Pro with the Jets. I thought he was, but
he probably was. But Snacks is the best run stuffer in football. Just in that skill specifically, I can't expect Lawrence to be as good as Snacks.
No.
You guys excited to see B.J. Hill improve this year? Yeah, B.J. Hill was great last year. What's going on, Isaiah? Thank you for popping in the stream, buddy. How you doing, my man?
Isaiah, my man.
B.J. Hill was great last year, and him and Lorenzo Carter, I think we're both really looking forward to taking that next step this year with the Giants.
Yeah. I like I said, bold. I think I did it last week. The bold prediction for me, Lorenzo Carter ends up with double-digit sacks and makes the Pro Bowl. And I think he's good enough to do that. Definitely.
All right, Moose. Have a good night, buddy. Do you guys think Zeke is going to hold out because of Jerry Jones' history of incompetence? I think Zeke is holding out. That has nothing to do with Jerry Jones. I think it has everything to do with him trying to strike where he can get his money before Dak signs his contract. When Dak signs his contract, the Cowboys are going to have less money to spend. I think Zeke sees that. He sees the writing on the wall, and I think he's trying to get his money while he can. And he knows the Cowboys are in a win-now situation.
No, we definitely would not want Josh Norman here. I'm just reading it. I think Giants should trade Jack Rabbit in the 4th and the 7th for Josh Norman. I wouldn't want it. And a first-round pick. Well, no one's going to trade a first-round pick for a 4th to 7th and Janoris Jenkins.
Jerry Jones' eyes are too far. Victor Cruz, what if he returns? Crispy Bacon says.
Nah.
It's not going to happen. It's pie in the sky. It would have been a cool story to see him try to make a comeback at camp. It's just not going to happen. I don't see it.
He played about 8 games in the last 4 years. I mean, he's just can't do it anymore. The guy missed 2 years because of a torn ACL, because of a messed up calf. He didn't have a great year in 2016 when he came back, and he's been out the last 2 years. So,
thank you so much for the super chat, Cruzon. He says, I wanted Dillard at 17 over Lawrence.
Makes sense.
I'm going to be honest with you. At 17 on draft night, I either wanted the pass rusher, the guy that went to the Reds, Montez Sweat, or Dillard. I wanted Dillard or Montez Sweat on draft night. I'm happy with.
It's fair.
Yeah, I'm happy with Lawrence though, and I think he's gonna be a very, very good player. But yeah, I wanted Dillard as well. I like Dillard a lot. Very athletic right tackle, and the Giants will just have to draft one next year in the early rounds.
Yep.
We appreciate that, Swag Waffles. He says the GOATs are live streaming. Let's go. Appreciate that, my man.
Appreciate it, brother.
Do you think Julian Love could take the second free safety spot, or will they keep him at corner? Great question, Darnell. I don't think he's going to start at safety. If he's going to start, I think it will be in that slot corner. But you have seen that he's been on the depth chart at the safety position. They've worked him out at the safety position. And it's possible at some point this year, especially with how old Bethea is, that he may overtake him at some point this year. That would not surprise me.
West Coast says D4 got traded for a second. Frank Clark, a first round plus. Both got mega deals from new teams after they were traded. Texans will get more in a 4th. Maybe they will. I'm not giving up more in a 4th.
Yeah, unless
that's all I'm saying. Maybe they will.
Yeah,
I'm not giving up more in a 4th for him.
Yeah, unless we knew him, and I wouldn't want to give up a first regardless. But unless we knew he was signing a long-term extension, like if that was part of the deal, I'm not rolling the dice on a guy,
right.
Good. But I like Clowney. I don't think he's great. I think he's good. I'm not rolling the dice on a player like that.
No.
He's not Khalil Mack.
No,
I don't know if you're trolling Cushman. I'll take a look after. You troll a lot. You're saying that Jeff McNeil needs an MRI on his hamstring. If he does, that sucks.
Who gets an MRI on their hamstring?
Yeah.
MRI is usually for ligaments, not muscles. I'm just curious.
Thoughts on Costco Pizza, Gabe? Not a big fan. We're from New York. I mean, maybe if you live in another state, but not New York.
Yeah, no.
Clowney is overrated. Get someone in the draft. Yeah, Clowney is very good against the run. He's a great all-around player. He's not a great pass rusher. He's a good pass rusher.
He had 9.5 sacks last year.
Yeah, he's a good pass rusher.
I think he'd be good on our team, though.
Oh, I would love him.
I think he'd be good in Betcher's.
I would love him for the right price.
He's in his prime.
Yeah. Is 2,000 yards possible for Barkley? Absolutely, Kane. Yeah. Any year it's possible for Barkley.
He would have to break right, but he could average 125 yards a game.
Yeah. I'm not predicting it, but it's definitely possible.
But the thing is, in order for Barkley to get 2,000 yards, we'd have to be ahead in a lot of games. That's the problem. That's the one thing that could hold him back. Because when you're behind, obviously you have to pass more. But if we're leading, then yes. Or if we're close, yes. If we're behind like we were last year, the fact that he had the amount of yards he did, considering we trailed in so many games, is unbelievable.
Huh. MVP Rookie of the Year resolution says, I'm going Aaron Rodgers. And, I mean, if you put a gun to my head, I would say Kyler Murray for Rookie of the Year.
Kyler Murray is such a favorite. You have to bet $175 to win 100. Kyler Murray wins Rookie of the Year hands down. That's not close. There's nobody else. And MVP goes to the other Sooner, Baker Mayfield. It's going to be a boomer Sooner type of year in the NFL. Baker Mayfield MVP, Kyler Murray Rookie of the Year.
We'll see. We heard, guys. We heard about McNeil. It sucks. I'll take a look after. Hey, Chris, which wide receiver veteran is better, Dez Bryant or Crabtree?
Oh, my knee. I'm sorry, Chris. I didn't mean to interrupt you. He says he needs an MRI. That makes more sense than a hamstring.
Yeah. Bryant or Crabtree? I'd have to go Crabtree because Bryant hasn't played now in over a year. He had a huge and he had a huge injury with the Saints last year when he tried to come back. So I'd go Crabtree at this point if I had to pick between those two.
Yeah. Nick Bosa wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Could see that. Definitely see that.
EDP is number one fan. Now it's not weird. New York Knicks make playoffs. All right, we're talking Knicks. What does everyone think about Golden Tate? We talked about that earlier, Crispy Bacon. It was expected.
Yeah.
It was expected.
Would you take Quinn? I would take any one of those three West Coast. Yeah. Any one of them. I wanted any one of them. I knew Quinn and Williams and Nick Bosa were not getting here, and never thought in a million years Josh Allen was going to get to 6 either. That's why we had the reaction we did. We thought for sure that was a slam dunk. Couldn't believe he fell into our lap, and he didn't. So that's why like I said, it had little to do with Daniel Jones himself. It just had more to do with how do you let Josh Allen go by the board. That was the anger.
I just want to say thank you to Gabe and his father for saying that. He says that we have more chemistry than Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. And somebody else said something. Oh, Amir, I just want to say hello to Amir. Thank you for popping in.
Yeah, we're also not weird like Joe Buck. And, I have no problem with Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman's fine.
Yeah, Troy he's all right. He's kind of biased when he calls games. Joe Buck's really bad.
Yeah.
Who do you think will lead the Giants in receiving yards, Shepard, Ingram, or Tate? Well, definitely not Tate. He's missing the first 4 games. I'll go Shepard. If he's playing week 1, I'll go Shepard.
Yeah, he's going to play week 1. And I have to agree. I think Ingram could have 800-900 yards, but I think Shepard can get 1,000. Especially without Tate there. I think Shepard's going to get a lot more targets.
Yeah. I think Ingram could lead the team in touchdowns.
Yeah.
Receiving
the team in receptions too.
Yeah. Al Michaels was a great announcer, Jeremy Hansman.
Fantastic. One of the best ever. Still announces. He's just up there with Chris Collinsworth.
More exciting when Giants play Jets or Yankees play Mets? That's a good question. The thing is,
Mets.
They play each other every year, though, so the Giants Jets is a little more special, but the Yankees Mets is more of a rivalry.
But the Yankees and Mets, I mean, it's the Yankees and Mets.
Yeah, it's the Yankees and Mets. I go Yankees and Mets. Giants and Jets there's no history there. The Yankees and Mets got a history, the National League, the American League. They played in the World Series. There's tension.
Yeah.
Giants and Jets, there's no. I mean, Jet fans like to tell you this. I'm not making fun of the Jets. I like the Jets. I don't see a rivalry there. I don't think we've ever had a rivalry. I root for the Jets. So Mets and Yankees, there's a rivalry.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the Jets, especially in the 80s. I used to root for Kenny O'Brien all the time. I mean, I loved those 80s Jets teams. I loved them with Joe Walton as their head coach. I loved Wesley Walker, Al Toon, Freeman McNeil, Johnny Hector, and God, who the hell was their tight end? I can't remember. I mean, Mark Gaston was on those teams. Joe Klecko, the sack exchange. I mean, the 80s Jets were fun to watch. The 80s Jets were a fun team. But, they could never get out of the AFC. And I actually thought in 86, Was it 86? 86, yeah, it was 86. I thought the Giants and Jets might actually meet in the Super Bowl. The Jets started out 10-1 that year, and they lost their last 5 games, and then they lost a double overtime game to Cleveland in the divisional round. That was a great game. I remember Mark Mosley missed a field goal in overtime. They went to double overtime, and he hit it. But I can't believe that was 33 years ago. Holy Jesus. I can't believe I'm that freaking old. I can't believe I remember that shit. What the hell is wrong?
I think Goat said he was leaving. I don't know if he left already. Thank you for popping in, Goat. Who makes the playoffs, Knicks or Giants?
Knicks.
I would say the Knicks have a slightly better chance. But I think both have a small, less than 50% chance, but I would say the Knicks have a better chance.
West Coast, you can definitely get a little bad dog of Sam Darnold jersey. I could always use something to wipe his ass with, so that would come in just fine.
Do you think Gettleman's plan was to trade Odell for a bunch of defensive players because of the cap space it freed up for next year? I mean, he only traded him for one defensive player and draft picks. They use those picks, I guess, to get.
Well, I mean, Jabril Peppers too.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's the one defensive player. But then draft, I guess, with those picks, they got Zimenez and they got who did they get? Lawrence with the 17th overall selection. So maybe that was his plan. I mean, they needed to improve that defense. Period.
They did. Big time.
Let's see what we got here. Cubs or Cardinals take the division. Remember, it's only one game difference. Yeah, I'll go Cubs. Amir.
Is Kyler Murray better than Wentz? He will be. Definitely will be. Absolutely.
I don't know about that one.
Oh, God, yes.
A healthy Wentz, obviously.
I'll tell you what, Kyler Murray would be more durable than Wentz is.
Well, that's true.
Fine. Live stream just went offline.
What the No, we're back. It says the kilobytes are back. Are we live, guys? Are we live? We should be good. My internet never dropped. Are we good?
I just saw live stream offline. It still says no, we're not live yet. I see F. I see it's back on. It's back on.
We're back on. Yeah, there's a little delay. Weird. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know. It dropped out for like a second. I don't think it's my internet. I think it had something to do with OBS. I saw the kilobytes dropped out there for about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
We're back. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, we were cursing and screaming, and we were shirtless. Thank God it didn't come back. Thank God it didn't come back on there for those 20 seconds.
Said we never left. Why am I looking at it? It says off stream. Why does it say live stream offline on my computer? That's weird.
In a race, who would win, Kyler Murray or Lamar Jackson? Ooh, good question. Somebody asked us that, actually. It's close.
Kyler Murray, who?
Lamar Jackson.
Oh, Kyler Murray blow his ass away. I don't know what Lamar Jackson ran, so I couldn't tell you. I know Kyler Murray ran a 4.38. That's
just refresh the stream, guys. If we're offline, it should work. It should work because a lot of people are saying it's working.
Yeah, I refreshed it and it didn't show up though. But people can hear us, so I don't get it.
Yeah. No, Mo, it has nothing to do with my electric bill. The first time it was a storm, the power of my house went out. And this time it's OBS. My internet was on fine. The OBS dropped out for some reason for 5 or 6 seconds. Sometimes OBS does that.
Yeah, it's freaking weird. Vince Wilfork would have killed Kyler Murray and raced at a buffet, maybe.
But go ahead, guys. Go ahead and ask a couple more questions. Guys, we'll be live for about 10 more minutes. We apologize for that. Can we talk a little bit about Aldrick Rosas? I think he's underrated. I mean, Aldrick Rosas was a Pro Bowler last year. He's arguably the best kicker in football last year. 2 or 33?
Yeah. Best player in the NFL. Tough.
I got to go with Donald.
I got to go with Khalil Mack.
Yeah. Yeah, it's close. I mean, Aaron Donald had 20.5 sacks last year from the D tackle spot. And people are saying F again. I don't know what to tell you guys. People seem to be in the stream. I don't know.
Now I see. Now we're back up. Now.
I'm sorry if you see it's offline. We're good.
Yeah. Rudy T's in the house.
Rudy T, what's going on, my man? Thank you for popping in the stream. He says, I'm here, fellas. Horrible day at work. What's good, man? Sorry to hear that, buddy. Hopefully, we're only going to be here for about another 10 minutes, Rudy, but we appreciate you for popping in. Hope Arizona's going well. We talked about Golden Tate, if you haven't heard. The 4-game suspension is still intact. And Pat, Mara came out with some quotes about Eli Manning we talked about briefly. We recapped the preseason, previewed the Bears, so you could definitely get it on the recap.
Yep. You guys should make a list of these analysts that clown him. I made a list, and I knocked Chris Carter's ass out of the park in my video. Trust me.
Oh, yeah, you did. And
he didn't want none of that.
I want to say hello to, I don't really usually see her in my streams, but she comments on all my videos. I see she popped in. I want to say hello to Amaya Sanders. Thank you for being a great subscriber of mine. She says Rosas is a top 5 kicker in the league. Based off last year, he definitely is.
He was the best kicker in the league. And I don't remember who the Jets returner was. He tried to run over Rosas and got his ass kicked. Rosas ain't a little guy. Rosas knocked his ass out.
But if you guys have not done so, please go into the link in the description and subscribe to Mr. Bad Dog 7676. You won't regret it. We work together all the time.
Yes, appreciate that. And Friday night we'll be on my channel do this show as we watch the Bears and Giants. Should see Eli and Daniel Jones get more than one series. Maybe we see some Saquon Barkley. Maybe we see Evan Ingram.
Yeah, I hope we see Evan Ingram. We haven't seen him at all. You know, he needs to get his feet wet. Barkley, I think maybe a drive. I don't expect much more than that.
Yeah.
But we want to see them get a little action.
Yeah.
Top 5 uniforms in the league. That's a good question. I mean, I love the Giants color rush. I love it. Maybe I'm biased. I love it. I love the classic uniforms. I like the Raiders, the silver and gold, black. Yeah, I like the Raiders. Steelers got a classic uniform. I used to like the Seahawks, but I don't know. It's a little too. I don't know. I definitely like the. I like the Niners, the red and gold. I like the Niners uniform. I'm not saying the Eagles and Cowboys.
Yeah, hell with them. Kind of like the Texans uniforms.
Yeah,
I always like the Chiefs uniforms too. I always like the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought their uniforms was pretty cool.
I can't. The Bengals, I can't stand. Roach, I hate the Bengals uniforms. Yeah. What's going on, Chris Gardell? Chris Gardell, what's going on, buddy? How you been, buddy? Chargers, the baby blues, Chris Sonor. That's a great uniform. I'll give you that.
I saw something. I forgot. Christian York said Rosas is overrated. I forgot what the hell I thought I saw a question up there before the. Daniel Jones is better than Phillip Rivers. I can't say that. Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer.
Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer.
I'm not saying that. I ain't getting that carried away.
Oh, thank you for popping in, Abraham. I appreciate you. He says he's new here. Please subscribe, ring the bell, and go into the link in the description and check out Mr. Bad Dog if you haven't done so.
Yeah.
Why
not?
Hey, Chris, do you think the Giants will be looking for wide receivers in next year's draft? Yes. I think
CeeDee Lamb, baby.
Yeah, I think they're going. I don't know if it'll be first round. It definitely could be, but they will be looking at wide receiver in the draft.
CeeDee Lamb. Someone said, well, it'll be Brady's last year. No, Brady just signed a 2 years extension. Brady's signed through 2021. He ain't going anywhere. Brady really is going to play till he's 45.
Probably 50 if he could. But Thomas Price says he missed it. He didn't realize we were live tonight. Anybody that is here, by the way, in season, and now we're in season, we're going to be doing, I know we were doing Wednesday in the off season. It's going to be Tuesday and Friday, I think. We're going to be doing the recap on Tuesday of the previous week's game, and Friday we'll be previewing the following week's game. So Tuesday and Friday, and it'll be on the same channel, I guess. Probably, we'll figure that out. Tuesday will be on one channel every week. Friday will be in the other channel every week, and that'll be the schedule. So I'll be sure to post that in the community notes too, because I know a lot of people probably got used to the Wednesday. So Tuesday and Friday going forward, guys.
Yeah.
We appreciate that, Pedisons. Pedisons been a great subscriber. Pedisons actually won my first giveaway. 1,000 sub giveaway, Pedisons won.
I've known Pedisons since 2007.
Yeah, he was a filmmaker, right? He used to do YouTube.
Pedisons, yeah, he was the original Giants Mafia. One of the first 4 guys. One of the first 4 guys. Cop, Pedisons, Key in the Box, Mythos. That was where that started. Then they added Little 30 and Bobby Osoko and Schlep at the end of 2007, Nicole PT. And then 2008, the game changed because then Bad Dog and New York Giant Pride ended up in there. And you got a couple of guys that really had no problem throwing punches at people, not holding back a damn thing.
I see Kendra is in the chat.
Always good to see Kendra.
Yeah, Kendra's great. And, yeah, Cop is a character. That's for sure, Mo. Bad Dog and Chris, what's the worst Giants-related experience you had to go through? We've been asked this a lot, Yehuda. Bad Dog always says the
08 Eagles.
The 08 Eagles in the playoffs. I say for me, it was the regular season game against the Eagles, the miracle at the Meadowlands too. I remember watching that at a bar, and I couldn't sleep all day, all night. I was up for like 30 hours just going nuts about that game. That was my worst. But the 49er game for me is really close in the playoffs with the muffed snap in the playoff game. The Vikings game, we always say I was young, but I remember that in 93. But I got to go the Miracle at the Meadowlands Part 2.
God, yeah, 97 sucked. Chris Callaway couldn't catch the ball on the frickin' onside kick. Dumbass. 89, Chris is too young to remember. Flipper Anderson through the tunnel in the overtime, lose 19-13 to the Rams. That was a bad one. 2002 was a bad one. 2008 was the worst because 2008 Giants are the best team I ever saw. Giants had a dynasty. They should have won back-to-back. They were the best team in the league by far that year. By far. That wasn't close. They had 2 1,000-yard rushers that year. They had 3 really good receivers. They had the best defense in football. And once Burr shot himself, that was the end of that. He was an Eagles killer, and we missed him in that game. We would have crushed Arizona. There was no way they were coming across country in the cold and beating us, and we'd already beaten the Steelers in the regular season in their ballpark or in their stadium. So I think we would have won that. I think if Burris don't shoot himself, I think we win again in 2010 and perhaps 2011. I think the Giants were a dynasty waiting to happen right there. They were all young. Eli Manning was on his rookie contract still. They had, like I said, they had great running backs, great offensive line, great defensive line, good secondary. That team was stacked. And it fell apart.
Yeah, one bullet did the Giants in. It's crazy. And Carlos Rodriguez says, were you guys confident going into the 2000 Ravens Super Bowl? I'm going to be honest, Carlos Rodriguez. I was. I actually was more confident, and it's easy to say this now that you weren't, but going into that game, I was more confident the Giants would win that game than the Super Bowl against the Patriots in 2008. I thought that they had at least a 50% chance to win that game going in. The way they played against the Vikings. Now, I know the Ravens had an unbelievable defense, but going in, I really legitimately thought the Giants had a good chance to win that game.
See, I'm the complete opposite. I felt like they had a better chance to beat the 07 Patriots than they did the 2000 Ravens because we matched up well with the Patriots, and we played them at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So I knew we could play with those guys. But the Ravens, I did not want that team. I wanted the Raiders. I mean, that was who I was hoping we played because I thought we could beat the Raiders. I still thought we could beat the Ravens, especially when we just wiped Minnesota off the face of the earth.
We won 41-0 the week before.
Yeah, and we were up 34-0 at halftime. I remember just saying, "Wow, where the hell did this offense come from?"
Right.
Harry Collins threw 5 touchdowns in the first half.
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember watching that at my friend's house. That's one of the best games I've ever watched.
I mean, they're up 14-0 the first minute, 50 seconds of the game.
Yeah.
You know, it was 2 passes, a run, and a long touchdown to Ike Hilliard. Then it was a fumbled kickoff. Giants recovered it, and then Greg Camella touchdown. It was like 13:03 to go in the first quarter. Giants were up 14-0.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, and obviously the Ravens had one of the best defenses in the history of football that year. But their offense was really bad. So, going in, I said, you know what? If we could score 17 points, a good chance we could beat this team. And obviously that didn't work. Dilfer played pretty well, and they had that kick return. I remember. I think it was, 17-0, maybe 13-0, something like that?
17-0.
And then the Giants returned the kick, and then the very next play, the Ravens bring it back. And I'm like, that's it.
Ron Dixon returned and made it 17-7. When Jermaine Lewis returned the favor, made it 24-7. That was when Brandon Stokely beat Jason Sehorn. They went up 7-0. I was like, oh, shit. We had to get ahead of Baltimore. And I remember Jesse Armstead's...
That was the play. That was the play. The Jesse Armstead play.
Back because Keith Hamilton had the hold on Jamal Lewis coming out of the backfield. And why do I remember all this crap? Can't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday, but I remember this crap like it just happened. It's so dumb. God, this stuff just sticks in my head.
I remember that play though. The Jesse Armstead play was the play where I was like, this game's over.
Yep.
Yeah. 06 was probably the best moment as a Chargers fan. Yeah, maybe Sonor. Well, I mean, not for you. Well, you're young, but you weren't alive in 06 either, Sonor. Or if you were 1 year old. But 94.
No EDP's number one fan that doesn't. I cry every time the Giants win a Super Bowl.
Chris, can you do a full send for the boys? I don't know what you mean.
I don't know what the hell that means. Remember somebody asked that last time.
I don't know what that means. Is that like an inside joke or something?
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. I was alive. Who are your guys' 5 fantasy picks in order? Barkley's 1.
Kamara's 2.
Kamara's definitely up there.
McCaffrey's 3.
And Elliott, if he comes back,
Yeah,
is 4.
Elliott would have to be 4. And then if Melvin Gordon plays, it would have to be 5.
Melvin Gordon's definitely up there. I'd have to think, but Melvin Gordon's definitely up there if he's playing. I'd have to think about that. But definitely Kamara, Zeke, Saquon, and McCaffrey are in the top 5. Those 4 for sure.
Yeah, we actually picked second, me and my buddy. So we're taking Kamara.
Unless you get Barkley.
Well, if whoever's picking first doesn't take Barkley, send him a Christmas card.
Who is better, Jennings or Barkley? What? Barkley. Barkley's better than anybody.
I didn't understand the question. Maybe if you said Tiki or Barkley, but
I don't. Did he mean Rashad Jennings?
I don't know, one another Jennings. I don't think he meant Dave Jennings, the former Giants punter in the early '80s.
Maybe he meant Greg Jennings.
Man, I don't know.
I was surprised when Peyton Manning threw a pick 6. I did not expect that. You're talking The Last Jedi. So, guys, it is 12:07. We went late tonight. We answered some questions. It's starting to wind down, it seems. Sam Dog, thank you for popping in. We are closing out, man. But Sam Dog, great subscriber of mine. Go and check his channel out. He's a Seahawks YouTuber. But thank you to everybody for being here. Always love doing this show. Of course, like I said, we're going to be on Bad Dog's channel on Friday. And, be sure to check us out over there. We'll be doing this on these nights. Again, I want to say it. Tuesday and Friday. We'll let you guys know what channels, whatever. Just assume right. Tuesday will be on mine, Friday will be in his, because that seems to be the setup right now. So that's what we're going to do going forward. Twice a week. Of course, streaming the Giants games as well. So thank you guys for all your support. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys are phenomenal. Please subscribe if you have not done so. And please go into the link in the description and subscribe to Mr. Bad Dog 76. Yes. 7-6. And as always, I always like to let the Bad Doggy Dizzle close it out.
Yeah, you guys are amazing. This was a great stream as always, guys. And I always bring up great comments, great questions. We really appreciate everything, man. It's a lot of fun. Really love talking Giants football with you guys, and hopefully you'll come over to my channel on Friday. We can watch the Bears and Giants together. Watch Daniel Jones show up Mitch Trubisky. Oh, Trubisky's not playing. Never mind. He's scared of Daniel Jones. Anyway, guys, have a great night, and we'll see you next time. For the entertainment, it's the Bad Daily Diz, and we are gone. Peace!